All right, and I'm going to go ahead and comb this just in case. And I'm all flustered. It's been one of those days. Kind of started off rocky for me. I just was thinking this. I thought if there's just a couple people, maybe they'd rather do that. So, and if I remember correctly, it just records automatically. We don't have to actually do anything, correct?
I believe you are correct.
Just in case anybody wants to. Just turn that down. All right. Well, we've got 2 minutes till we start.
2 minutes.
So I'm going to grab my notes from under yours. And now, what are you presenting at World Tour?
Branding.
Awesome.
Yeah. I had left the gallbladder doctor's office today and was scheduling surgery, and we had originally settled on the 3rd, and he's like, it's outpatient, you should be up in no time, and I'm thinking, too close?
Yeah, maybe.
So I moved it out.
Oh.
So now I don't get surgery until the 16th, and that's my mom's birthday. So I texted her and I said, I am so sorry to ruin your birthday, but do you mind if I have surgery for your birthday?
Yeah.
She
We
said,
can have cake after.
It's okay. She goes, it's just like we had Grandpa's funeral on your birthday. I mean, it's payback.
Exactly. And a funeral's worse than surgery.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I really think that it's just going to be hard for people to focus on our Velada meeting.
Yes. I just,
especially since so many of us are presenting. Those of us who are even involved.
Yeah. I know. I find it interesting. They're trying to run these in different months, but they're still pushing. So.
Right.
I don't know. I told Joreen, I said, man, I'm worried because we're going to go spend $175 for that room. And if there's you, me, and Joreen, and then 2 participants, do you know what I mean?
I know.
It's like,
I know.
Good grief. So we need to share the heck out of the link and see if we can pump some people up. But
as far as my actual downline here locally that are Velada consultants, there's 2. So, I mean,
it's $5. People can spend 2 hours on their business.
Right. So I think that they can, I can probably get them to come, but I'm like, okay, that's 2. And, maybe we try to just encourage everybody to bring one person, bring a guest.
I saw Jennifer, what's her last name, Monahan, posted that her attendance was very low so far. Is anybody else experiencing this? Me?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so
close this.
Now, enter chat message or link.
Launch the Showcase app to share links with your audience live. We don't need to do that, do we? Got it.
Okay, so I see that we have viewers, and I'm
6 of them. Woohoo!
Oh, down to 5, back to 5, and we have somebody knocking at the door.
Yay! Hey, all, stay tuned.
Hey, hello. I said, why are you here? We were just chatting. I said, well, it's me and Lisa. Sorry, my dog's in because his life partner died, so he needs to be in. And We're just
Sitting
sitting
in my
right.
house with my dog.
I know. Well, that's what Lisa said too. Lisa, have you met Patty?
I don't know that I have.
I think so.
Hi, Patty.
All right. So he's just going to be sniffing it, and we're just over here. And I was kind of throwing people out the option of being able to call in case they wanted to be able to chat. But so you guys that are watching, you can, if you would like to chat live, like actually talk to us, since there's not very many of us, you can call in to the conference call number that I posted on our Team Wickless page as well, because there's not very many of us tonight. And I'll just repeat that number for you. It is 712-432-0600, and the access code is 733162, followed by the pound sign. And I'm not even sure if this will work or will just be annoying, because I know that the sound is off sometimes, but I figured it's worth a shot, and then that way we can kind of hear you. And we have posted something in the chat, and I'm not sure if you guys can see the chat box at all. So I'm wondering, maybe we could just do a thread on our Facebook page. Sure. Of course, I don't know how many are from your team and how many are from mine, but, and I can just do it on my phone, even. So can I just call and listen to the meeting? My internet is having issues. Okay, so look, they're chatting right here anyway. So come down here.
Okay.
And let's just.
Come on, baby.
Is it not scrolling? If you do two, are you doing?
Yeah.
Isn't I just opposite of yours or something? Yeah.
Oh, I have to be on the thing.
Okay. And so we'll just chat here. So, okay, so we're going to chat on Facebook, and that way I'll just open up my phone and look for questions on there.
If
or
you want
comments.
Do we need to see the camera?
I kind of like to. I don't know
Okay.
why. So then I can adjust.
Here you go.
Then I can adjust my face.
What, you want in? Hi, Ivan.
Hello.
Then I can adjust my. I look at myself and go,
Yeah.
oh, hey.
Do you want some cookies?
No thanks.
We're eating cookies.
Well, it's for our activity. There is a purpose behind
Oh,
that.
don't eat all the cookies.
Well, you
Don't
know.
worry, I won't have any.
Okay, so
No, I'm serious.
we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we have.
What that stuff shows, looky.
Oh, you can see it. Good. All right. So we have Patty Strong here with us.
Hi.
Lean in and show your
Oh.
face. There's Patty. Hello. So she is actually a director in the Team Wickless Worldwide group and just lives down the street from me. It's awesome. And then we have Lisa Patton right over here, star director in Meridian. And she is actually not part of Team Wickless Worldwide, but she's definitely our Sensei sister. And we are happy to be doing meetings in a collaborative way with her. And then myself. So I am Stephanie Marcello. And for those of you who are part of Team Wickless Worldwide, I am your Superstar Director. And for those of you who are from Lisa's team, then nice to meet you, I guess, electronically. And we are going to try to keep our meeting to 1 hour exactly. And so we actually have a little bit of a time crunch that we'll be kind of sticking to, or a schedule we'll be sticking to. We understand that there's no way we can cover everything that we possibly need to cover about sales in just 1 hour. And so understand that we're just going to be giving you some ideas. And this year, Lisa and I kind of talked about the fact that, okay, so we're kind of old timers. Lisa's been around for
Next month is 10 years.
Whoa. Okay. So yeah, 10 years for her, 8 years. I just had my 8-year anniversary this last week. And so we started when Sensi talked a lot, or the home office talked a lot about 3 things, and they were buy, host, and join. And so we're going to kind of use all of our meetings this year to focus on those 3 topics like over and over and over again. Obviously, there'll be a little bit of a different spin each month. So we're just going to start and get going with sales. And I do want to tell you, though, we do have a little bit of an activity, because remember how we were talking about reimagining our Sensi businesses and incorporating a little fun. So we have a little fun activity for at the end of our meeting. And if you want to participate, you're going to need to have a cookie or a cracker available. And I know I posted that on our team page kind of late in the afternoon. But if you have something like that, that would be great. You're going to need probably 2. And we'll get to that part in a little bit. And Tina, I'm glad you're watching, and I'll just throw out names here. So Kelly is on, and I think maybe Wanda and Tina, and I don't know who else. So if you'd like me to be aware of who you are, go to the Team Lucas Worldwide Facebook page and comment there, since for some reason we can never really get the chat function to work. The chat function to work on the Google Hangout through YouTube. Oh, and Renee Jones is here as well. So awesome. Welcome, welcome. All right, so sales. I think that we're going to kind of approach this with the mindset of we have a lot of new people in our midst. And so we want to make sure that all of you kind of, experienced consultants, keep in mind that this might serve as a review for some of you, and reviews are good. And one reason I like reviews is because they can actually just remind you of things that you've kind of forgotten and maybe remotivate you. But hopefully we'll tell you a few new things as well. So how do you actually go about getting sales every month? There's tons of different approaches. But we're going to start kind of from the very, very basics. And so the thing that I want to discuss first for about 5 minutes is building relationships, because this whole business is a business of relationships. And Lisa and Patty, feel free to jump in and comment at any time. You don't have to we're just going to have a conversation here. Okay. So I'm going to throw out some stuff, some things that I wrote down about it, and then you guys just comment as you see fit. So first off, I wrote down that you need to make sure that you interact with a lot of people online and in person. And this is super important. I know that over the holidays, we all kind of for me anyway, I just kind of hunker down. We do family stuff. We really kind of unplug. And then all of a sudden January started, and I was so used to just being a homebody that I kind of just was totally liking that. And I found that I wasn't really doing much with my Sensi business. So even though I have customers and I have, people that I could follow up with, I was just kind of staying at home. I wasn't interacting with people, and nothing much was happening. Well, then one day I decided to meet my husband for lunch, and met him for lunch. And by the time I left lunch, I had 3 orders from people that I had just either bumped into, or, they had, waved at me and then texted me and said, oh, hey, I want to order, so get out there, let yourself be seen, and interact with a lot of people. If you're at home, you're not going to have the best opportunity to do that. Right. And then when you're out and about, I think I posted this when we were playing tag on our team page last week, but when you're out and about with people, put down your phone and interact with them. Because again, this is all about relationships, and you need to let people know that that you are interested in them.
Yep. Be present.
Yes, be present.
Be friendly. People buy from people they like.
Yes, thank you.
And always, that's no matter what you're selling.
Exactly. And you know what? I was speaking with somebody in our group yesterday, and she's like, you can't teach somebody personality, and we're not saying you need to change your personality necessarily, but you might need to work on it. If you're not naturally a super talkative person, you might kind of need to come out of your shell a little bit. practice having conversations with people, kind of put yourself out there and try new things because, like Patty said, people want to buy from people that are friendly and people that are happy and people that seem like, they're just, with it and they got it going on and they're enthusiastic about life. So I think it's important to not just be like a woe is me, Debbie Downer person. Keep in mind that you're working on building relationships. And this is something that I have to remind myself of often is I need to also make sure that I listen. Follow the rule of 80-20. So when you're with people and you're trying to build a relationship and get to know them, listen 80% of the time and talk 20% of the time. I know that I've met a few people in my life who have just an innate gift for that, where I come away feeling like I'm the most important person in the world to them, even though I know I'm not, but they make you feel that way. And that's a gift. But I think just because we're not born with that maybe doesn't mean that we can't develop that or cultivate that. So you want to actually, if I'm like aware of the fact, and my husband will tell you, that I talk way more than I listen. And that's something that I'm working on. And I had somebody call me the other day and have a conversation about joining, and I didn't feel well. And so I wasn't quite as talkative, but I was kind of making a conscious effort anyway to not be. And I felt like it went much better. So
one of the things that you'll learn in sales training, no matter what you're learning to sell or what sales book you read, you want to walk away with knowing 3 things about that person. Any 3 things: how many kids they have, their name, where they're from, any 3 things. But you should walk away going, I know 3 personal things about that.
You know what? I think I've heard that before. And what do you suppose the reason is? I'll tell you what I think, but what do you think?
So you can relate back to them. You can make whatever it is you're selling fit into their life.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And Patty should know, because Patty did sales for a living for years and years and years, and she can sell pretty much anything to anyone. So
You go, girl.
she was very, very good at it. I mean, I don't ever worry about her hitting her. Yeah. So I don't worry about her hitting her numbers. And so that comes from somebody who has done it. So
Well, they teach that in big corporate classes,
Yeah. So that's really good. And then back to the other thing that I was saying, make sure you get to know people, but make them feel good about themselves. Life's hard and we all carry around these insecurities and our load of problems. But if they can come away from every interaction they have with you, whether it be on the phone or in person or on Facebook, feeling better about themselves, that's only going to help you in the long run and help them. So, and then join lots of groups. And I don't mean just like online groups. Online groups are fine, and I think you need to focus on that. But I'm talking about all sorts of groups. If you don't have a large circle of friends, then maybe go over and introduce yourself to your neighbors. Create some sort of like a neighborhood like monthly lunch group, or join your local chamber or a local businesswoman group or something like that. Look things up. I mean, we have tons of information at our fingertips, and put yourself out there, do something new and different. Maybe it's like, okay, well, I don't have a huge circle right now. So maybe you sign up for a yoga class and you wear your Sensi t-shirt every time you go to yoga, or, things like that. So just
Crafting class.
Crafting class. Yes. I would totally be all over a crafting class. What?
Your local bar.
Or Patty does sells, but we'll throw it out there.
Yes,
It's,
go to
it
your local
works.
bar. I sell lots of stuff at the bar.
She does. She'll like text me, okay, well, I just sold
I can
3
empty it.
6-packs to somebody sitting at the bar,
That's awesome.
So,
Well, and make sure you take advantage of the circles that you do have that you don't even realize you have. The people you work with, your friend, your local friend, your close friends, your family, and neighbors. I hear all the time of people like, I don't know anybody. Really? Did you go to work today? How many people work there? 50? You couldn't find one person?
do you live in an apartment complex or a neighborhood? Because you probably have people around there that you can do a better job marketing yourself too. And then the other thing online, since we live in an online world, make sure that you're posting things on a regular basis and make sure that you're commenting on things. Don't just be so much about your notifications and going in and checking those. Actually scroll through your news feed and interact with people. Connect with people that you haven't connected with for a long time. And because those people are going to be just as key to your business in the long run as the people you meet face to face. And you can develop a really good relationship with them through Facebook, through Instagram, you know, whatever social media you're using. And then the other thing is visit businesses that are local to you. And, you know, I know Patty talks about, hey, go into a bank, you know, take your stuff into a bank and set it up on the counter while you're, you know, doing some sort of transaction. You know, visit a real estate office and throw that, you know, out there, like leave your card with a little flyer that says, you know, I'd love to chat with you about closing gifts. And then just the places that you go all the time. Like I mail a lot of things, and so I go over to this little postal shop often, like weekly. And anyway, I just have been super outgoing and friendly to the husband and wife that own this little postal express place over here. And I sometimes will just take in a sample for her. She always orders from me. If I take in a sample, I guarantee you that she's going to place an order. And it's just like a habit that she has and that I have. It's this thing that we have going. And that didn't happen overnight, but because I just made conversation with them and got to know them on a personal level, I feel like they're more than just my postal store people. They're friends. And let's see. I think that's pretty much it on relationships. I think that gives us a good basis to build on. And then we're going to turn the time over to Lisa, and she's going to just hit on parties for about 8 minutes or so.
Yes. So with parties, she wanted tips and something outside the 50 ways to get 150 PRV. And isn't it confusing that it's 150 to be active and 200 to have a party now? We should really retitle some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is confusing.
Yes. So, of course.
Just say 200.
200.
Yeah.
We need 200 ideas now to get 150. So, the first thing to think about that's kind of easy, and I know it's been preached a lot, but it's parties and themes. So, there's always some holiday or something going on in your sports world, in the national sports worlds that you guys could take advantage of for party themes. There's holidays, Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day, things like that. Easter's coming. You can always find Super Bowl's big. You can always find some cute little spin to put your party involved with the party that's going to be going on. With Velada, super easy because every party needs food. Yay, food! Another party tip would be fundraisers. Do consider them a party because there's still hostess rewards. There's still things you're working on. And if you have that in your mind that I'm doing a fundraiser, it's going to be a party. You're going to set it up like a fundraiser, but you're going to talk about it like it's a party. And I had a post today that I'd seen going around from some friends that talked about how to have a fundraiser, and you're putting ideas out for the people to understand. You would like rent your banquet room if you're in an apartment complex, and you invite all your friends and you have them come over, and in about an hour everybody's buying a little stuff here and there. You'd have a good idea of what you raised in money for the fundraiser. So that's a good idea to post out there. In your party setups, the party tip is to keep it simple. So easy setups. I've seen a couple posts recently from some friends who were partying on the run, like, oh, I have a party that I have to go to or an event that I'm doing, and then right after I have something. And sadly, one of them was a funeral. And she says, I don't want to do a lot of fussing because my focus is going to be here. So she set up a very basic table, very basic product, still got $500 in sales, and then went to the funeral. So it's pretty awesome that she was able to find a quick and easy little path there. In the fundraiser, sorry, I got to back up, you can focus down to a specific product, like a Scent Circle fundraiser or a Car Bar fundraiser. That stuff's all over Facebook and YouTube. You can Google how to do those. Focus into categories. You can have a Scentsy party that just really talks about wax and warmers. you can have a Scentsy party that's all about diffusers and oils. It's okay. You're going to be able to talk about other stuff if people bring it up, but your focus can be on one area. If your consultant or your hostess is trying to earn a diffuser for half price, maybe your setup focuses on diffusers and oils and you have just minimal of the other stuff. What about a groom and skin party? You could even treat it like get your girlfriends together and let's do pedicures ourselves, and the lotions are going to be what we offer, right? I had one more. Oil, skin and groom, wax and warmers. No, I didn't. I'm a big fat liar. Then there's basket parties or pouch parties. I had the majority of my sales. It was really funny this fall. I focused in when I got the fall winter testers. I left them out of all of my tester parties and everything. I just had pouch parties like pencil bags, catalogs, order forms, the flyer of the month, and the fall scents in pencil pouches. And those pouches were hustling and bustling, and that was the majority of my Christmas business. Sweet. It was really amazing. So I'm going to do it again in the spring and just keep those separate. I don't even think I have a full set of party testers right now. I really am concerned about that, and I might have to order come March, but it's frightening. You know, you start doing that.
Yeah, and then you start having holes in your
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you forget.
Well, and I saw something the other day, and I can't remember who posted it, and maybe you saw it, but somebody posted a picture of their basket party, and it was kind of just a new way to, you know, put it all together. And it actually had little tags on things like smell me. And it was like, I put mine in a jar, hers were in a jar too. And it had a little thing on it that said, smell me. And then there was a bar in there that said, use me. And then there was a plug-in that says, plug me in, you know? And so like, I just thought it was a cute way to make sure people know that, hey, you can use this bar, you can use this plug-in,
right,
put it to use, get people smelling it in your home.
Right.
And I thought,
that's awesome.
That was really cute.
Yeah. That's a good idea. And the borrow bags too, if you have borrow bags to lend out. Funny story from my work. And Esther is my receptionist. She might be on the call. But I overheard her. We're just down the hall from each other. And she was talking to one of our coworkers. And he's a loud talker. This is how I hear everything because everyone talks loud and it just carries right to me. But he was saying, oh, no, I don't use wax. I've got oils and I do all this and blah, blah, blah. And she started getting a little louder trying to defend Scentsy. It was kind of funny. So at one point I came out. I'm like, well, maybe she needs some help. I better check. I'm going to kill this Scentsy Nazi. And so anyway, it was really funny because he felt a little bit ganged up. And I said, well, do you have a loaner, Esther? Just loan him a warmer and have him try it out. Because he was like, it won't last, blah, blah, blah. And I've tried these before. And I said, but you didn't try Scentsy. That's the difference. And so we went back and forth. And she goes, oh, I think I do, but it's at home. Well, I happen to have the Christmas warmer still in my cabinet at work. And I have a whole bunch of bars. So I sent him home with the red snowflake plug-in and Mystery Man bar. And I said, try it out for a week and then bring it back and let me know. And so he pops in this morning. He goes, it's plugged in my bathroom, just so you know I'm trying it.
Oh, good. Well, and I was really prepared. Too.
Yeah. And I just because I hadn't taken it home at that point, yeah, it was nice to have a little extra something. But do you have a borrow bag in your car? You know, do you have a borrow bag available that someone could take? Same with Velada. Do you have a little borrow bag that you can send out when people go, I don't know if I'm going to like the crepe thing. Well, here, borrow my crepe bag and try it. You know, those things work really well.
And this is the time of year to have a borrow bag in your car because you don't have to worry about the heat too. I mean, just leave it in there.
Yes, this is the best time to carry stuff, at least in our state.
Right.
Yeah. Hostess coaching is always important, and you want to just be sure you're touching base on that they truly understand what will make their party a success. If they want to reach $200 to get something half price, they need to know what this takes. And you know, if they say, I have 10 people coming, and you're going to say, are these 10 people for sure? And are they good buyers? Because, you know, that does make a difference.
And check in with them often.
Yes, checking in a lot. And the other thing at a party is to involve your guests. So if you have people that are familiar with Scentsy, it's really great to engage them in your presentation when you're talking to them and say, do you have any feedback on this or that? And You know, sometimes that's an open question, like you might not want to know the true
you never
answer.
know, but you can usually rein it in pretty easily.
Yeah, you can rein it in. And generally, people are nice enough to not ruin someone's party.
Usually don't get a heckler.
Right. Usually. But
I've had a couple in 8 years, but only a couple. And guess what? By the end of the party, we're like best friends, and they totally bought. So
good. Okay, so that's what I had for party tips. Did I take the bait, Nana?
Well, I don't know. I think we're doing pretty good. I did want to add one thing. When I do a party, one thing that I think is super important for you to do as a consultant is when you have that time when everybody's sitting there smelling, is for you to sit and smell with them and comment and engage in those conversations, because the more you can get them, I remember Orville saying this a long time ago, if people sit there and find ones they don't like, that's a good thing, because if they find ones they don't like and they say, oh, I don't like this, it means they have a strong opinion, and they're definitely going to find ones they like too. So don't be worried if somebody says they don't like it, you know, because then I always just say, oh, you know what? I don't like that one, you know, like maybe if it's true, like, oh, I don't like that one either, but I can't believe how many people I have that like it. And that's why we have so many scents, you know, but the cool thing though, is that as you sit there and you're smelling with people, that's when those walls start to come down a little bit. And that's when you get to know them personally, because you find out, oh, this smells like my daughter, you know, it's like her perfume, or, oh, this one totally smells like, you know, my husband's car, or, you know, whatever he has in there, or his cologne, or, and then you start having those personal conversations and you build a relationship at the party. So,
well, that goes back to sales too. Even if somebody says, oh my gosh, I think this smells good, do you like it? I might hate it, but I'm going to tell them that I love it. Or if there's a warmer and they say, oh my gosh, I think this one is pretty, do you like this one? Oh, it's beautiful. When I would never put that in my house.
When it's Grateful Harvest.
Yeah. Or it's camouflage, and I would never put that in my house. But I will tell you, that's beautiful. I love it. Yes.
And I might not even say, oh, it's beautiful, but I'll say, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm so glad that you like that. That's one of our, you know, top sellers in the fall. Or, you know, I mean, I'll try to find something positive to say about it, because you know, we don't want to be like, oh, your taste sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Because if somebody brings out weathered leather and I'm like, oh, that's bad, well, automatically they're not going to like it. I don't know.
You've affected their thought.
Yeah, I can't stand it. I can smell it from clear over there in the package. But
that's me and white tea and cactus.
Yeah,
I can smell it above.
Other people love it.
Mixed with 50 other bars in a room, and I could smell the white tea and cactus. Okay, so hopefully those party tips have helped. Thank you, Lisa. So now we're going to talk about customer service and follow up. And these, I think, are key, and they go right along with relationship, because you've started your relationship building in the last section that we talked about. You know how to go about building those relationships, but now customer service is the way that you keep those relationships going, you know, and you follow up with them. So the biggest thing that I can say about this is, it's something that we talk about often, but I don't know that we actually, as individuals, go through the practice, I guess, or the steps of actually identifying, what does customer service look like to me? Or what is it going to look like in my Scentsy business? And how am I going to follow up? So, you know, if there's something that you can take away as an action item, and I know this is something, I mean, I think that I think I give great, you know, customer service, and I think that I'm good at following up, but I know there's always room for improvement. So this is something that I'm going to actually be doing in the next couple of days, is actually writing down, you know, as a Scentsy consultant, what should good customer service look like? And I'm going to actually write down some specific things, and my plan will be different than your plan and be different than your plan. But I encourage you all to do that, because I think sometimes actually just putting it in words helps us identify areas that we need to improve upon. And then also a plan for following up, because we can say that we follow up, but what do we really do? And do we do it all the time? You know, are we really, really, truly making an effort on a consistent basis to follow up with people? So, so yeah, make a plan for following up with people. And I have a picture of something that I took in here that I'm going to actually read from. So let me access that. Is that my phone?
That's me.
Oh, I was like, don't know. Who?
basketball tonight.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's responding.
All right.
So
So, not parties, relationships. No. Let's find it. All right. So, oh, come back up here. Okay, I'm doing a bad job finding these things.
You need a bigger phone.
Sorry. Yeah, I need like an iPad, right? Okay, I just had it.
I just want a shrinking phone and a bigger phone. Like when I need to use it, get laptop size, and when I'm ready to make a call, squish it down into the call.
Right, a little
Isn't that
shrinking
grand?
machine. Okay, so when somebody places an order, whether it be online or at a party, we've heard a lot about using the 2-2-2 rule. Do you guys know what that is?
I don't.
2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months.
2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And it doesn't, I mean, maybe you do 3-3-3, it doesn't have to be 2-2-2, but that means follow up with them in 2 days from the time they purchase, in 2 weeks, and then in 2 months. Why would we be following up at those time frames or thereabouts? What is kind of key about those 3 time frames in your mind?
2 days would be since the party.
Since the party or since the order. So maybe if they're ordering online, hey.
Do you like it?
And it doesn't mean you have to call. I mean, you could text them, you could Facebook them, you can email them. I see that your order is shipped. And even though Scentsy sends emails now, but they used to not, right?
Yeah.
So that has changed a little bit. You could do that, hey, just so you know, I see that it's shipped. Or if they were at a party, just wanted you to know that I'm getting ready to close my party. Is there anything that you want to add to your order? Whatever. Do you have any questions? Things like that. Or it could even be 2 days. It depends on how you look at it. It could be 2 days after you drop off their order too. Mm-hmm. So then you can say, have you taken your stuff out of the package? Have you used it? Do you have any questions? Things like that. And then 2 weeks after, again, kind of the same things. Have you used it yet? What do you like about it? One thing that I think is key here that I've tried to do a lot more, if somebody's like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm totally in love with this, and I love the counter cleaner and blah, 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 then I'll say, oh my gosh, would you do me a favor? Will you take a picture of you using it next time and post that on Facebook and tag me and just state why you like it?
Yeah.
And then I'll tell them straight up, because that'll go a lot farther than me saying that on Facebook if you do that. And I think that people, if they're truly happy with the product, are totally fine doing that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So that's just a little tidbit there. And then 2 months or 3 months, if you're doing the 3-3-3, would be following up to see if they're ready to reorder. Mm-hmm. So have some sort of plan in place for that. And then make it a habit. Don't just do it occasionally. Do it consistently. Do it all the time. And then let's see. I think it's important too to actually identify who your best customers are. And this can range from, 5 people to 50 people, depending on how long you've been a consultant. But then I would do whatever I could to make sure they get my very best customer service. Because we all know that, we're busy. We can't do everything for everyone all the time. But if I go through and I kind of, check through my system, whatever it is, maybe I keep them in a binder like I do, or because I'm still old school hands-on, or I go through the workstation and I just check, who ordered more than once this year from me. Maybe I consider them my best customers then, and then do something for them above and beyond that you would normally do. So what I did at Christmas time, I actually got 2 people who needed some volunteer hours and said, hey, I have some stuff that you can do to help me. And they were all over it. They came over. And guess what? Not all my customers know my handwriting. So they didn't have to receive a thank you from me in my handwriting. But I told them, I just said, here's a list of people. I want to write a thank you. This is what I want you to say. They wrote exactly what I wanted them to say. And then I stuck a scent circle in there and tied a ribbon on it and mailed it to them. And I did that for everybody that I considered to be my best customers. And that isn't something that I do all the time, but I'm thinking twice a year, How awesome would you think that is if, like, say you buy Mary Kay twice a year, or you buy, you know, whatever, I don't know, Melaleuca, and your consultant actually identified you as a good customer and then did something extra like that. So I think those kinds of follow-ups are great. And then thank you. Don't underestimate the power of just writing a regular thank you. You don't even have to put anything else in with it. Every time somebody orders on your website, I would say the minimum you need to be doing is sending an email, which is super easy because it's you know, right there. I mean, if they ordered online, they have to enter their email, and then you can just go in, send them a quick email, and thank them personally and comment about what they ordered. Oh my gosh, I love Black Raspberry Vanilla. I can't wait for you to get it and use it. You know, whatever. Just make it personal. And then if you want to go one step further, then write them a thank you as well. The other thing that I'm doing now as a follow-up that I think will really help my business is trying to get every customer's phone number, their cell phone number, and putting them in my phone. And I'm trying to be more proactive about that. And I'll just let them know that, hey, it's going to make your life way easier. It's going to make my life way easier. It'll just be mutually beneficial. So give me your phone number, because then I can text you with any specials that I might have or whatever, when really it's just going to make it super easy for me to check in with them and really fast. And I just need to get in the habit of doing that. Now we're going to talk about online.
Oh, yes, online. So online promoting, boy, Facebook's really cracking down on Facebook parties, isn't it? It's like you get locked out. So I just have a few.
I didn't even know.
Oh yeah. If you start messaging multiple people, they
like
just
True PM.
Yep, they just shut it down and shut you down, and then you're locked up. I know quite a few actual consultants that have just been shut down in the middle of their Facebook party. And so they're texting someone else to try and get it taken over. So a couple of tips is you want to try and have the people that you're messaging friend request you. So I just had an online party and I didn't get locked out, but there wasn't a whole lot of interaction. I asked everyone that wanted to participate in the game that we can't even talk about on Facebook, games and parties, prizes. So I said, we're just going to play some little games to engage with each other and get to know funny things about each other. But I need you to friend request me first. And then once the party's over, if you choose to not stay my friend, I will not have my feelers hurt. But that gives them the contact, and then maybe they forget to unfriend me and accidentally start seeing some of my posts. Oh, shoot. But it was fun. But if they're your friend, then you can message, and it's not as flagged as high of a, what's this going on right here?
Right.
If you're in an event or whatever, and you're messaging 20 people that you're not friends with, you know, that's kind of an indicator that Facebook might think, what's going on over here?
Okay, good to
So,
know.
friends, and then organic photos. I don't know if any of you have noticed, when you share something like from Scentsy Fragrance page or a photo that all of your friends are doing, you might see 2 or 3 likes or a few comments. You might get a little more. I find that I get very little interaction on stuff I share from someone else. And then when I post something about my personal life, I have a ton of friends. I'm like, well, nobody wants to talk about my business. Okay, whatever. So you really got to grab their attention to find out about your business. And so this is where you need to be very creative, very personal, and very real with your products, with everything. So organic photos. If you can take a picture of the warmer of the month yourself, and it's your background, and maybe you say something about if you catch your dog smelling the warmer, or you know, your kids buy it, oh look, she loves the warmer, blah blah blah. Things that you can involve your family in the interaction that you're going to put onto Facebook, that really helps. And then your web info, if you're trying to drive them to your website, I would put that comment down, or that link down in the comments. Like, make the post and then put the link in the first comment. And you can even say in the post, the link to my website is in the comments to drive them down.
Can you put it like right in the picture itself?
You
Like,
can inlay,
okay, 'cause
text
you just
inlays.
don't want it in your actual post,
Right,
correct?
Right.
Okay.
So you can text overlay on your picture if you want to do that as well. So then I went back to thinking online, and everything is SEO driven, search engine optimization, right? So I tried to be creative about what makes S and E and O. So the S would be sales, and that would be products. You want to have effective sharing. Show how you're using the products. Did you happen to see Janae's post? I don't know if you're friends on Facebook. She held up the scent of the month that came like a phone, and she goes, "Oh, I hear you calling, Spring," or something like that.
Oh yeah, I did. That was
super
cute.
funny,
It was
right?
Cute. It was
I'm like,
cute.
"Oh, isn't that cute?" She doesn't even mention Scentsy. She hashtagged the name of the scent or something, things like that. Just be creative in how you're wording stuff. Don't be so salesy that people just scroll past, see your name and scroll past. I have a lot of people say, "Oh, I stopped to see what it is you said," or whatever. So you want to make sure that you're being a little catchy, a little funny. Put your personality into it. Another good person online, she just blows me away, is Maggie Patton Hensley. Have you met? Oh, you got to meet her. She is a hoot, but she does the best marketing. Like, I think she's genius. She involved.
Is she local?
No,
Okay.
She's not local. She
Okay.
involved her husband in one post where they had a war over some bar or some warmer or whatever it was, and it was Team Maggie and Team whatever her husband's name
funny.
is. And I mean, it was a hoot. But that is asking people to make a vote. They're engaging on you, so they're not just scrolling by. Do they have to purchase right then? No, but you're grabbing their attention, and now they're going to start. You're going to start coming up on their Facebook feeds sooner and more often when you're engaged with them. So that is sharing your products. Share why you love what you're sharing. Like, don't just say, "Oh, this is my favorite scent." Why is it your favorite scent? What about it makes it warm and makes it melt your heart? Does it remind you of your grandma? What is it about that? Local angles. If you have things going on sports-wise, some of our people are fortunate to live with some of our MLB warmers. You live in the area, so
Right.
super easy
Exactly.
to promote the warmer every game day, right?
Right.
Promote your closeout, and then promote your warmer and scent of the month. And I love the pictures that people post when they block out and just leave a little bit showing. Give me 50 likes and I'll
show you
the rest, right? That's
cute.
super fun. It's engaging, but you're getting people to hit your post, so it's popping up on news feeds a little better, and it goes around.
And once you get a lot of likes and are popping up in people's news feeds, then capitalize that and then make a good post after that about Scentsy. You know what I mean? Like, say you have like a really good post. Like, I couldn't believe how many people posted for me the other day when I said something about being sick and I had my humidifier running and give me your best, cold remedies. I had all these people post, and then that's a good time to then do another post that you want to have a lot of people see because people have engaged, and then you're going to be in their news. Right. So anyway, so
the E of the SEO is engagement. Exactly what she talks about. You also want to have a sense of humor. Did you see how I wrote that?
I see that.
Sense of humor. So be funny, be quippy, ask questions. Do you want
things that people can relate to?
Yes. You don't necessarily have to bring up hot topics unless that's what you love. Then you do that. But you want to create the engagement so that the news feed's moving with your name in it. And then share the opportunity, not only what it can do for them, but what it's done for you. Don't forget to always include that. How has Scentsy helped you? So those are, opportunity. That was the O. Look at me go.
Yes, there you go.
So I think other than stressing the point of engagement, that's huge. And I would say another good online tool is to maybe go to your friends list and go to the very bottom and start going to their walls and seeing what they're doing and maybe liking or whatever, because now you're engaged with them. Now you're going to pop up on their
Goes back to
newsfeed.
the relationship.
Yes, absolutely. But you want to not have all the people, unless you really don't care about them, sit down in the bottom of your friends list, because the people they're communicating with or what they're seeing in their newsfeed. So as long as you can engage with these people, that's how you get back up in their news feeds.
And guess what? I mean, Facebook and social media is a time sucker.
Yes.
So I have to it really is.
Did we not? She just signed on when we were getting ready to do this, and she goes, "Oh, let me get on." She goes, "Oh, that's not my password." She finally gets in, and we both go, "Ooh!"
Because somebody was like posting a picture of their husband like redoing the wall.
Yes,
or something,
it was
and we're like, "Oh,
beautiful.
we did it." Ooh, that looks nice. Maybe we won't have our TV. We'll just
And we could see.
scroll.
Yeah, we could just start scrolling.
But I think, what was I saying about that?
Facebook's a time suck.
Oh, it's a time sucker. But if you can consistently tell yourself, okay, I'm going to give myself 30 minutes a day, or I'm going to give myself 15 minutes a day, and then make good use of that time instead of just mindlessly scrolling. Be intentional about what you're doing. Like, okay, I'm going to go to 5 friends' walls that I haven't chatted with for a while. I'm going to post something, or I'm going to like something or comment on something. And that would be super, that would be time well spent.
You can also schedule posts.
Yes.
And you can set times for them to pop on. So you could do all that in the morning and set the times. And then you could be working and people are thinking you're on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty awesome. And then when you're involved in parties, and this might be one of the flags, when you're using Tiny Torch or a Cint Share and that's going over, I know Tiny Torch gets shut down quite often, but you can put all your posts out and you can schedule them. And then as they're posting to your event, you can be answering questions and not trying to get the next post up and worried about missing a question or engagement.
That's a good idea.
Those are fun things to use.
That's awesome. And Lisa's much better online than I am, I will admit, but I'm getting better. And even now and then, one time she complimented me, she's like, "Ooh, that was a really good post." And I was like, "Oh, that made me feel so good," because she's kind of like an online guru. And it was actually a little picture that I'd taken on the way to pick up kids from school. And kids, when it's warmer weather, they're stinky after school, their recess kid smell.
Bar.
And it was my car bar. And I was like, I'm so thankful for my car bar when I'm doing carpool with stinky recess kids, but it's something that a lot of moms can relate to because, just that smell, and then I was like, oh, I'm loving my coconut cotton car bar. But, okay. So the last thing, and I'll just we're just going to do 1 or 2 minutes on this, but it's just be consistent. And I know I've said this before, but if you're a consistent consultant, then you're going to have consistent customers. But if you are every 3 months, if you are just scrambling around trying to get your 150 or a $200 party in every 3rd month, then your job is much harder than if you were entering 200 or 500 every single month. I guarantee you the people that are entering $200 to $500 every single month do it with much more ease than the people who think, oh, I'm just, this is just a hobby. I'm just going to kick back and I'll just occasionally enter things. That's way harder because if you're not consistent, why do you expect your customers to be consistent in your business? So think of ways that you can consistently do things. We talk about systems a lot. And sometimes I think I thought that you kind of only needed systems if you were a director, at least when I originally started, because I was like, what systems? I don't even know what systems I'm supposed to have, but going back to the customer follow-up and the customer service, figure out what that's going to look like for you. How are you going to do that? And then consistently employing these different things that we've talked about tonight. Have a schedule for posting, have a time limit. Maybe Monday's your customer day. Maybe your customer day. Maybe Tuesday is I'm going to kind of spend a half hour kind of maybe focusing a little bit more on recruiting, whatever. Just have some sort of plan together and be consistent because consistency is really, really powerful. And I really like this. I found this quote the other day, and it says, it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. And that's by Tony Robbins.
He's the best.
And so think about what you need to do consistently, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. I mean, you should have some sort of plan and understand what that looks like, and make sure that you create systems and put them in place. And then, one system I think that you need to come up with is some sort of a calendar, or use your phone or a planner, or, some place to write things down, a notebook. That will help you tremendously, because it will get you thinking Cincy every day. And that can be really, really powerful. Track your numbers, write those down, your PRV, your TWV, whatever, write that down. If you don't want to do it on a daily basis, then do it at least on a weekly basis. Those kinds of things just create that mindset of consistently thinking about Cincy. I think about Cincy every day, and truly, I think you need to. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean, it has to rule your life, but you do need to think about it. So enough about that. So hopefully those tips have helped. And so now on to a little bit of fun. So you don't have to eat the cookie patty, but I'm going to make you play the game. So the way we're going to do this, I want you to, and we're going to set a timer. Got all these things running on my phone at once. You're going to take an Oreo, and if you're watching, I want you to all do this too. Get a cookie or a cracker. Cookies. And you're going to put it on your forehead, and you're going to time yourself. I want you to time yourself, and you're going to try to get it into your mouth. And just a second, so we're going to get our timer going. And so everybody, you're going to time yourself, because I can only time me, right?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay.
And
timer.
And we don't have to do it all exact same time. So I'm going to put mine up here.
Stopwatch.
And then I'm just going to click on start, and I'm going to try to get it. Oh, I can't do it with my glasses on. So I'm going to try to get this cookie into my mouth. Oh, okay, fell down. Try it again. Oh, it's stuck on my eye.
You want to do it around your nose, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, the doggy got it.
Uh-oh. Okay, that was close. I had my tongue on it. Oh, okay.
Oh.
The key is to get it you can get it on your cheek, and you can kind of blink it down.
Just hang on, you might get a cookie.
Yeah, he's gonna probably get 3.
Oh,
close.
So I don't know.
Oh, look at her go!
I don't know if I could ever do that.
We should totally be. This is being recorded. She's a winner.
Oh, nice.
Keep going. Keep going.
I can't do it.
Right.
I don't know if I can ever.
I got mine in my mouth. Oh, see, no, just keep blinking. Just be patient and keep blinking. There's a point to this, I promise. You're like, I don't really want it in my mouth. Say, stop. Okay, we'll just pretend yours is a minute 62. All right, so now, get a new cookie, because I probably don't want that one. All right, now we're going to do it again. We're going to time it again.
What? Because we're going to get better?
And you're going to see if you can improve.
Oh,
okay, so remember you said.
Oh, don't use that.
All right, so do it again and see if you can beat your time. Oh. I'm going to get crumbs in my eyes. Okay, I've learned a little bit.
Oh, dang.
I think you have to start on the side of your forehead, not the middle.
Is that the trick?
Maybe.
Okay. Okay. I shaved up like 10 seconds.
Did you?
But.
Okay, mine went clear under there, so I'll have to.
I'll get that. All right. So, hopefully, as you did this, okay, so aha, you did it. Oh, I have crumbs all over my head now.
I did minute 16. I'm at 50 seconds.
49. Okay. So, interesting thing, as we did that, just with the 3 of us here, when I got mine in my mouth, then you said, you win. Okay. And I think that's what we think sometimes, right? I mean, that's how life is, right? Life is, we're competitive. And that's not a bad thing. So that worked out perfect. Thank you. But really, the whole point of this was all I was saying was time yourself and beat your own time. And the reason I wanted to highlight that tonight is that's kind of going to be my focus this year. It's all about beating your previous best. So the challenge that I have going for my team for the month is just to beat what they did last January. Because one, then you're not like competing against some random goal that I've set for you. And secondly, you know it's doable, right? Like, okay, well, last year I got $200. Well, I could probably get 220. You know what I mean? You've done it. You've done 200 before. So it becomes a little bit more achievable. I want people to start really looking at the fact that we're all different. We all have different things going on. And I want you just to compete against you. Outdo yourself from yesterday. Do better each day. Do better each month, each year, whatever. And so that's going to kind of be our highlight. Hopefully that kind of makes sense with our little for fun activity. And anyway, just really do what you can. If you haven't been around a year and you can't go back and look at what you did last January, then what did you do last month? What can you do to outdo your previous month? Or set a minimum, just set a goal and then work from that point. But I think that it's really super easy to get distracted by what other people are doing. And, I can look and see, well, how is Patty getting the cookie into her mouth? And, oh my gosh, is she doing it faster than I am? Or, oh, I just dropped my cookie and look, hers is down her cheek and it's closer to her mouth. And
I give up.
And I give up.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to win. So I'm just going to let Stephanie, since she loves cookies, she obviously is going to get in her mouth really fast. So I'm just going to let her do it. But the thing is we're not competing with each other. We're not competing with each other in Scentsy, and we have to get that in our minds and really believe that and do whatever we can to help one another and whatever we can do to move ourselves forward as well at the same time. So anyway, that's that. And now we have a couple minutes for questions. If anybody has anything they'd like to ask about what we've talked about, that would be fantastic. And let's see. We're just going to have you post them you can text me if you have my number if you want to do that, or you can post them in the comments where we kind of have our little, semi-chat thing going. That's when you think, so my quote that I set for myself this year. My word is growth. What does it say?
A flower does not think of competing to the flower next to it. It just blooms.
I love that. I've seen that before, and I love that. And that's exactly what we're talking about. It's just, do your thing. Do your thing and do it well. And then try to really love what you do. And hopefully we'll give you a couple minutes here while we're waiting to see if a question comes through. I want to just quickly show you the super doll. Well, first let's just start with this because we're still in this month for at least, this cute little guy, super cute. I love this one. I think it's darling. We just kind of keep doing a little bit better and better each year. Like I didn't want to be mean, but I was going to get out a Valentine warmer from like 3 years ago and compare it. And like, this is so much better. It's super cute. Yeah. So, utilize these awesome items that we have. I mean, we've got Valentine's coming up. I've seen lots of posts by people, like this is way better than flowers because it's going to last longer, kind of a thing, written super cute. But I, would love something like that for Valentine's. The fragrance is cherished. I don't have the description right here in front of me, but when I smell it, I smell a little bit of a grapefruit and a little bit of a perfume. I don't know. That's what I smell like.
Yeah, I smell grapefruit for sure. It's a clean. It's clean, flowery.
It is, yeah.
It's someone referenced a couple of scents like perfumes.
Yeah, it reminds me of something I can't really put my finger on it. And then this is super cute. Better not drop it. This is just darling. This would be a really fun one to do the reveal post because you could zoom in and then this whole thing is so cute, and everything is always so much cuter in real life. I think this is like darling.
Yeah.
So now that I'm holding you, see, like that's pretty big. Like I could almost wear that as boots. Not quite, but almost, because it's big. Olivia could wear these definitely. So that kind of gives you an idea. They're about the size of boots for an 8-year-old, maybe a little smaller.
I saw someone post that they took this off and you could set it at your entryway and put a bunch of fake tulips.
Oh yeah, cute.
Wouldn't that be cute?
Yeah, super cute. Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes I have, well, not sometimes, most of the time I have way more than 1 or 2 warmers out in my, holiday or seasonal decorating, and I don't have them all turned on. And sometimes I've used them even like if I like the top. Do you remember Plymouth? Oh, loved Plymouth's top. I broke the top, but anyway, I love that. And sometimes I would just set that out as like a candy dish or something because I thought it was so cute. Not recommended though because it's not food safe. And then the scent, I love the scent.
I haven't smelled it yet.
It smells so good.
Oh yeah.
I really like it. And again, it's kind of
It's a little bit powdery.
It's a little bit powdery, and it's not. It reminds me a little bit of Sonny and Cher, which I love. And it doesn't seem super gender specific. Like it's
rain.
not.
It's like spring
It's clean.
rain.
Yeah. I love it. So anyway, these are great tools. Make sure you use them, market them, and let's check Facebook real quick, and then we'll sign off. And I appreciate you guys signing in and participating. Let me go back. Is there anything? No questions. Okay. We did such a good job covering everything
There you go.
that you have no questions about how to get your sales for the month.
We rock.
So thank you for joining us. And we are going to have a meeting once a month. And I can promise you that the people that take the time to participate in the meeting, whether it be by watching or listening to the call later, always do better than the people who never participate. If you're local, I can encourage you to come. It's not scary. I'm a super nice person. Lisa's nice. Patty usually comes. It'll be it's a fun way to just kind of associate with your Scentsy sisters. So you guys have a great night, and we will see you next time.
Bye.